And welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, There's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Hey everybody, we're back with another episode of Neon Devils, and I am really excited. Yeah, we'll do our player intros here, let you learn a little bit about everybody here, and then we'll pass it on over to Yaz to take it away. So we always start in the top left. That's where I'm at. So I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which includes a lot of things like making cool art and graphic design stuff, and voice acting, designing tabletop games, and GMing, and a bunch of streaming and cool stuff like that. A little bit of everything. And I play Kat Continuum. She's John Constantine's sort of character, supernatural detective with a lot of weird and bizarre occult magic knowledge, and solves everything with magic, usually by ingesting something really bizarre that grosses everyone out. And she's also a big fan of Alphonse's taco truck. That's Kat and me, pretty much. I'll pass it on down to Paladin. Tell us a little bit about you and your character.
Hi everybody, I'm Paladin Hulk, Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday, Little Red Dot on the Starwood Initiative. And today, as always, I am playing Daniel Vanderveer, detective with the LAPD. My daughter was kidnapped, seemingly, by the Fae. So today, I intend to track her down with the help of my ex-wife, if we can get along, that is.
And that's because you have a particular set of skills, right?
I do, yeah. I wasn't gonna lean into it quite that hard, but
I couldn't resist. And then Parlin is usually playing James Cook. He couldn't join us today, but that's his Twitter tag right there. There, where I'm pointing on the screen. Definitely go check him out. He's pretty awesome, and his character's pretty cool too. He plays sort of like a former, maybe kind of sort of dirty cop. It's really interesting. But yeah, he should be back with us next week. And then we'll toss it on over to Nate. Tell us a little bit about Marco and yourself.
My name's Nate. I don't really generally have any social media kind of stuff, but I'm just here to play a game and hang out with some cool people. I'm playing Marco Verato, who is a werewolf, but a monster hunting werewolf. And hopefully pretty soon we'll get to see him flex his muscles, and I'm excited for that. That's all I got.
wait,
Awesome.
I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
What's your hat? Because my brain autocorrects this as a Hydra hat. So what is
No,
it?
it's a high sea. It's Hawaiian Island Creations, but I can see how you would get that Hydra.
Thank you. See, now I know.
Hail Hydra.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I really thought this entire time that I've known you that that hat was a Hydra.
Nice.
Hi, Hawaii. Okay.
Good stuff.
That's fantastic. And then yeah, Econorlax, tell us a little bit about Tabitha and yourself.
Yeah, I'm Ekinorlax. I play games in the internet, mostly TTRPGs, at various Twitch channels, Blackfeather Guild obviously included. And I'm playing Sergeant Tabitha Urquhart. She is the oldest cap in the department, and what kept her alive is paperwork. Crossed all the T's, dot all the I's, and everything is going to be all right.
Very cool.
Oh, also, being huge orc with big axe helps too.
Fantastic. And then last but certainly not least, Yasmin, tell us a little bit about you and then take it away.
I am Yasmin. I am a graphic illustrator and designer, apparel designer. And I really, really enjoy DMing, and I'm grateful that Raven has given me a spot on her channel to storytell with you these amazing humans. And I will get us caught up on what happened after or during last episode. So our motley crew showed up at a tavern, knowing that Daniel's ex-wife Gabby was there. Kat cast a glamour on herself, so she did stick out like a sore thumb, like the human that she is, and went inside the tavern to go and talk. She met a handful of strange characters, but during that time, the rest of the group has gone around and checked out the entrances and exits for the apartments. And when they found that there was only a key fob door in, they pulled down a fire escape, climbed up to the top, and intimidated their way into a room. Where Gabby laid on a bed, and her observer begged them not to touch her because it would sever something that they called her connection to the city. To go and find more information, they had to meet up with Magweed, James Cook's contact, and all Tabitha and who was it? Tabitha and James went down to go and meet with Kat in the tavern and sit down and have a chat with Magweed, who explained a little bit more about the city under every bridge and the drug called the Veil, essentially. And they went back up and waited for Gabby to wake up. And during that time, Kat was preparing a spell. Gabby wakes up and expresses that her daughter has been kidnapped by the Fae, who Magweed believes they are using her as a changeling. And Kat's ritual to find out what happened in the room goes swimmingly well, wherein she is able to see the scene in which Angelica, the daughter of Daniel, was kidnapped. And it is questionably by the same creature that they saw in episode 1 that was standing over viscera of a dead family, which doesn't necessarily bode well, but there is hope because it didn't kill her. And that is where we open up. Yeah, long recap.
Thanks for that follow. Love songs for cats. Also, I love that name. That's just a really cool username. And Wombat the Mad. Thanks so much for the follow. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. The cat had a train of thought, like at the end of that ritual and everything happening, and I am. I think Kat and I both lost what her train of thought was, but I do remember like she had something that she was gonna do. So
I remember what I wanted to do.
Oh, go ahead. Go for it.
Okay. So you will have some time to think what you wanted. I needed to phone the station and check with somebody to check the computer for any other missing kids, because if you are going there, it's worth. Well, it's good to check out if there are any other kids we could that same thing happened to.
So you call the station and you get the evening secretary essentially for the police department. And she picks up the line and she says, "Hello, police department. How can I help you?"
Sergeant Tabitha Urquhart from Spooks Department. We are all in the field and some things pop up. I would like you to check some things for me.
Yeah, should I transfer you to the records department?
That's out of character. I'm not sure how would that work.
She'll just like a phone transfer. She'll send you to the records department, and somebody in records will help you out.
No, that I understand, but is that the correct thing? Is that
Yes.
the thing I want?
Yes, that is. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So there's like a small dial tone, and you get another voice. This one that you've worked with. Her name is Bells. She is fondly called Hell's Bells by the rest of her department. And she answers the phone and she says, Sergeant Tabitha, what do you need today?"
Missing kids. And missing kids with or without parents turned to a pulp by bloody pulp by something.
All right, that's very specific. Is there a time frame that you would like this within?
Last few weeks.
Okay. And you hear the tech of the keyboard, and she says, I am showing that there are 8 reported cases of missing children from the underside, which is not uncommon and seems to be a fairly decent trend.
Top side. Oh,
Okay.
I forgot to specify that.
Topside, we have, other than the one that your team reported, we have an additional 4 missing children's reports. In 2 cases, the parents are not present or were found dead locally.
Yep, that's what I need. Can you send me some basic info like photos of kids and names?
Yeah.
Because we are following a lead on similar case, and we might find more kids than we are searching for.
I will also just put a bookmark in these 2 because as far as we know, these haven't been resolved yet. And while our department is working on this, a couple other pressing matters have come up. So I will just keep that tabbed for you so that when you get back to the office, those will be available on your desk. But I will email these to you in the interim.
Thank
get,
you
like,
very much.
before you even hang up, you get a little ping on your phone that you have an email.
You're the best.
I know. Anything else I can help you out with?
Not for now. Thank you very much.
All right. Then I hope you have a great day. Oh, I guess it's night. You are working pretty late. Keep it together, Tabitha.
And I relay the information to the crew. Okay, there are more kits fitting the profile of similar of what you found on the site. I'm talking to Marco and Kat. That might or might be taken by the Fae too. And I'm sharing the photos in case we split in the Fae town, Fae city.
All right. So what now?
We're all together, yes? Or,
I think we're all in the
Yes.
same room.
Yes, you are all in the same room.
I'd like to go talk to the woman we have in the station. She's Faye. She might have insights. She does owe us for keeping her safe, so...
I thought we want to go with this trip thing. Like,
Yeah. Is Magweed? Are you planning on taking us to the city post haste? What's the plan?
do you
I
need to
ask
make some
Maggie.
preparations?
We want to get as much
yeah.
information as we can before we just jump in.
Can't remember what she was going to do.
Yeah, Raven remembered too, because at the end of the last session, Kat had made Magweed look like a human cop.
That's
It was like,
right.
I can leave you like this, or you can come with us and be our guide in the city. I don't remember what his response was to that.
He seems a little amused with it, and you can definitely see the gears turning in his head that he could probably use this for nefarious things that serve his personal needs. But he doesn't really allude to anything further than that. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll help you, sure."
All right. So with knowing that, Kat will look to Tabitha and everybody else and say, "All right, well, do we want to go talk to the lady first, or utilize our friend here as a guide?"
I'd like
I
to be
think-
better prepared before we jump in there.
I
We
think
may
that
only
depends.
get one chance.
What has Gabby
Um,
told us about what she saw in there?
Gabby said the only thing that she said about the city under every bridge, or the first city, is that she thought she had seen Angelica, but she lost her in a crowd. That's all she's described of it.
Was she alone? Did we get that? Or like escorted?
She, as far as Gabby could tell, she only saw Angelica. She didn't see anybody with her, but she was a little desperate, and desperate sometimes makes you a little blindsided.
So we need to find out where someone desperate would go in that city. And then go there.
Gabby takes a really deep breath, and she looks at the others, Magweed included, and she says, "Would you mind if I had a moment alone with my ex-husband?"
Not
Yeah,
too
sure.
terribly. I'll walk out.
Kat just kind of
They
stands
are
there
my
for a
colleagues.
minute.
They are going to help us get our daughter back.
Oh, I know. But I wanted to talk to you about some desperate measures.
All right.
So
Kat just sort of stands there for a minute, waits for everybody else to leave, and then kind of goes, "Oh, right. You want us to leave, right? Awkward. Have fun, Daniel." And she walks out.
Let's shoot Cat a look.
Definitely thought you said I'm gonna
Magweed-
shoot Cat. I was like, damn. All right.
Magweed also lingers, and Gabby gives him a death glare. And, like, it's the kind of expression that not lovers would share, but maybe friends would share. And Magweed finally only expressively relents and walks out with everybody else and goes back to looking at his nice, not blue tinted skin. So the door closes.
Gabby, if you're looking to fight right now, I don't have the energy, and I don't think you have either.
Gabby takes a deep breath, and you can just see the weight of the situation sitting on her shoulders. She looks older. The lines underneath her eyes are deep. Her hair is frazzled, almost colorless. And she says, I don't want to fight with you either. I'm past the point of fighting. This is about Angelica. Angelica knows more about my past life from the last month than I had ever wanted her to know, which does include a couple of names that she might seek asylum with if she got away from whatever it was.
You know people in the Fey realm?
I know people who have connections to the Fame realm, but they are relatively dangerous to what you're going to be going and asking them.
Why would you tell her stuff like that, honey?
It wasn't, I didn't tell her that. She is a clever, smart girl, and she went through my phone. Anyways, that's beside the point. I would tentatively recommend that you go and see the Black Feather Guild and the
I've
Raven
heard of those.
Sisters. The Raven Sisters would be able to tell you anything that you needed to know. And
These are friends of yours, then.
I wouldn't call them friends.
I guess that's why you're not coming with me, then. Yes?
Yes. I mean, I don't think that they'd hurt me if I walked in, but we're not friends. That's a long story. And she points to the graffiti on the wall in the bedroom, and she says, "Look for that sign."
Is that here because of you?
Yes, that's protection. They are both topside and underside if you know where to look. But don't go in thinking that it's going to be an easy mark. These two sisters are very good at what they do. And if you're not careful, they'll take parts of you. So just know, they'll be clear that's the cloak and dagger that the rest of this world has falls short to them in a way that they're not going to bluff you or blindside you. You'll know what the risk is, but it might be worth you and your team to take a look at it.
So you're saying they can tell us everything we need to know about the city under the bridges?
Yes. But also, Angelica might have sought asylum with them if she escaped in the first city.
If she escaped the first city, she might be with them, all right?
Possibly, yes. I don't know for sure, but
How
they would be the ones to ask.
She would have called, right? Either you or me.
One would hope. And she's got kind of like a
Is everything okay between you and our daughter?
We had an argument right before she was taken, and I really hope that that's not the last thing that she and I remember of each other. Anyways, Daniel, I hope you're safe. Call me if you need anything.
Should we get you somewhere safe, though? This doesn't seem safe. Hanging around with gang members.
I am just as safe here as I would be sitting in your precinct. She gives you like a pat, pat, pat on the shoulder.
Well, it is your life, and I guess I can't drag you there. Much as though I would love to.
She chuckles in a mirthless way. There's no humor in the way that she chuckles, but she does give you a slight smile. And she says, "Thanks, Daniel. Good luck." And she opens the door for you.
Take care of yourself, Gabby. Don't do anything stupid. If you're gonna do something, call me first, and then I can help.
What you don't know can't hurt you, Daniel. And she closes the door on you.
God damn it. This is exactly how I expected that to go.
So Magweed claps his hands and rubs them together, and he says, "All right, team, what's the first thing that we mostly humans are going to do?" And kind of gives Tabitha a look and just like kind of a blush.
Well,
I mean-
Gabriella says we should look for the Blackfeather Guild, the ones who painted the sign in her house. Apparently a font of information. And they're here and upstairs, so wherever they might be.
Did she say the Blackfeather Guild was in the first city, or they're just in?
They're-
They might be. If they're here
they-
and upstairs.
Yeah, they're top side, underside, and they have connections to the first city that you know of.
We should
Alright.
probably
Yeah.
be careful because I have heard that they can be a bit twitchy.
Yeah.
Ow! I'm taking damage.
I couldn't resist. Thank you for the 100 bits.
Yeah, you earned those.
Goodness. Thanks. Oh goodness.
Yeah, that's also what I heard. They're complicated. So
Yes. So Magweed's like, yeah, so I mean I don't know anything about the Blackfeather Guild, but I'm game to help you out with whatever. And just like milkman smile. Like he's just dopey.
Kat, this is your problem. No, point to Magweed.
So
Cat
do you
rolls
need
her
to make
eyes.
any? Do you need to make any preparations for the trip? I asked Magwit. We are. You said there are two ways. Are we going the non-drugs way or the drugs way? The veil through the veil.
Magweed looks at the rest of you guys. He says, "That's your choice."
It might depend on what we hear from the Blackfeather Guild.
Which is fair. They could give you a lot more information. Like maybe the drug is terrible. I don't know.
Marco, have you heard anything about this guild, where they might be?
Hey, Marco, roll me a sharp check.
Sharp check, you say? Rolling sharp. Nice. You see
How
it?
did I not launch the game yet? Hold on.
That's what.
I
Second.
rolled
That's
an
what I
11.
meant. We're almost ready.
We're playing a game? When did this happen?
Wait, what?
This is real life.
Was that the 11 you rolled?
Yes, I just rolled that 11.
Marco, your family comes from a family of well-to-do, money, status, and oftentimes intelligence. Now, you would recognize the Blackfeather Guild term as something that your father would have spent time with. maybe not as the Black Feather Guild, but that there would be a night once a month that he and a couple other wolves of the order would go out to what he called the Black Feather Guild, and he would always come back smelling like cigars and alcohol.
Okay. And do I remember anything more than that, or are you trying to get me to call my dad?
It's your memories of that are as a more or less as a child.
Okay.
You wouldn't know much more. He kind of kept it hush hush. I don't think he would have answered too many questions about it. Maybe like a secret guild or gentleman's thing. I don't know.
Okay. I'll relay that to these guys. I'll say essentially that I seem to recall like whispers of what my father called the Black Feather Guild, but I don't know specifics. It seemed like a gentleman's club kind of place where they would get together and trade secrets or information.
You talking gentleman's club like a strip bar or
I've
It,
never
the other
been.
kind with the cigars and the...
Probably cigars. He always smelled like smoke and bourbon when he came back.
Well, that's good.
So, you're saying cigars and bourbon would be there?
Most likely. I've never been.
Seems like the best place to start.
Those would be topside, I assume, right?
either or, topside or underside.
Why would rich people be here?
There's rich people everywhere.
Because the rich people down here are up to no good at all.
All right. Well, someone flip a coin.
Hey,
Rich people
Tabitha, you have a coin you can flip.
It's true.
Set up.
Oh,
Nice.
right. Actually, now I remember the coin and the keychain to our car. Yeah, that's I. Who was driving the car?
Daniel was, I think.
Yeah, I was. Do you not remember me driving the car? It happened like an hour ago.
Yeah, like week ago, hour ago. Yeah. So then can you show me the keys to the car? And I
Sure.
the
check
check for the coin.
They're keys. You've seen
No,
these
no, no.
before.
Yeah, but I look at the chain. I show the coin. These are weird
Son of a
coincidences. Okay, so I think I won't be tossing that coin. I think we already have our answer.
They're very involved. If they supplied our car, apparently, and this. I pointed the symbol thing.
Magweed's like, oh man, a mystery. This sounds great.
Sounds like they want us to come over there. Then
Yeah. So if you want to go back to the station and talk with the Holdra woman,
she
I'm
might
not
know
sure
more
if
about
she
the
will
Feather
be-
Guild and what they're
if
all
she will
about.
be willing to help us,
Hmm.
and for what price.
Well, I
But
mean,
sure,
we
it's
are
also worth
keeping
trying.
safe, quote unquote.
She might also know something about that boogeyman thing. Might even be the thing that ripped her spine out. I don't think we ever got confirmation about what that was.
Sounds like a good lead to me. Let's go.
So yeah, I think we'll start on the top side and with the station and the guild there.
Okay. So you guys
Oh,
go on.
wait, now I remember. Kat, can you check your map? What are those three guys doing? Because I think we are trying to catch too many birds with one stone here, but that's always like how this department feels. It is slow,
Alright,
it is
the
slow
map.
until it isn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cat pulls the map out and brushes some, taco crumbs off of it. and takes a look. And what are the little dots on the map doing?
The dots have all, in the time that you have from dropping them off and to getting to this place and going through last episode, two of the dots have congregated in one spot that seems to be probably about a like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from you, towards what is likely more like the industrial factory side, but inland, not on the coast. And one of them is clearly heading in that direction now.
Okay. Cat will show that to Tabitha and everybody else.
You can go deal with that if you'd like. I know where I'm headed.
Yeah, we are going topside. We can just drive by the building and see what's there without stopping the car for now.
We've gotten an
Fine.
address, so yeah, we can always go back to it if we need to.
And we need to see if they hang out there longer or will they hang out somewhere else. Like, we are gathering data on them. Does your map remember the positions, or do we need to keep checking on that?
It's a good question.
The map, the little blood drops that you use to track them kind of just like sit on the paper, don't get really messed up or anything like that. So you can open up the map and always see where they're at until the tracking spell ends.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep double checking it, but yeah, it should be fine.
Okay.
Should be fine either way.
So yeah.
So Daniel and so everybody's going to do a drive-by of this area, you said?
Yep, we're gonna fill it full of lead from the window.
Gotcha, okay.
You know, just to be safe.
What is the order that you guys walk out of the building?
I'm gonna go first.
I'd probably be shortly behind. I don't think we're sensing
We would
any
assume
danger.
that James is coming up beside Marco. Correct?
Cat's probably
Okay.
Cat's probably right behind James.
I'm going last to check my entire school three-piece. Like, keeps together.
So, can I have all of you roll to act under pressure?
Cool.
We're gonna act out under pressure. I have never even
That's
seen
rolling
that music
cool,
video.
correct?
That is cool.
Yeah. It is cool.
Hey, got a 9.
Hey, got a 9.
Oh no.
Hashtag whoops.
Whoops.
Experience, double experience.
Yeah, experience. Okay. Oh, let me roll for James also. Oh, I gotta click the button. Hold on.
So would you say that pressure is pressing down on Marco, pressing down on Daniel, and no man asks for it?
So that was for James.
That was terrible.
Okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm just gonna ignore that for the moment.
Yep.
I don't.
It's the best.
Okay. Hold on. I am just pulling up my page for this. Wow, there's so much extra stuff in this book now.
Yeah, I was pretty much like, I want to make a pun, and I rolled a 6.
More experience. Yes.
That was so punny. Oh, there's like scripts in here too. I gotta remember that my stuff's in the middle of the book. Okay. Read. Manipulate.
I sent this in Twitch chat, but just in case anybody missed it, we did get 5 interactions on that game tweet, so the cast got a D6. That's
Nice.
on the board now.
There we go.
currently, in 5 more, Yaz will get a D6.
All right. So those that rolled your partial success, you may choose worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. So that would be Kat and Marco. And
One more time, what were the choices?
you can choose a worse. Where did it go? Oh my God. Worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
I'm gonna go with price to pay because I think that might actually work pretty well with my fate.
All right. So Daniel, you step out of there, and it's almost like you're looking over your shoulder talking to Marco, and you hear the deafening sound of gunfire, and you hear pop, pop, pop. And one of the bullets just grazes your arm. You don't take any damage for it, but it tears part of your jacket or your coat or whatever it is that you're wearing. And
I
besides,
immediately fall to the ground and like huddle for cover.
Yes. Generally speaking, because I've not done this system before, how does combat work? I don't want to interrupt you, but like.
So it's kind of a storyteller. I've got your order written down, and so we'll kind of go in order, but it'll be as it's kind of flowy. I don't really know how to describe it. So Marco, you would be next. You see the car on the other side of the road, and you are able to duck or do whatever it is to get out of the way of these bullets.
I grab Daniel by like the coat, the kind of like shoulder or whatever, and try and drag him to cover as I draw my revolver, my Magnum, and try and return fire from cover.
Okay. James is going to attempt to evades the bullets, but manages to knock himself out on some scaffolding.
Ouch.
And it's Kat's turn.
I hope he got experience for that massive failure.
Yeah, you did.
So who seemed to be the target of the?
You cannot
shooting?
tell. It just
Can't
seems
tell?
to be you guys.
Okay, and then what is the price to pay?
The price to pay is that James got knocked out.
Oh, okay.
For now, I might make one of the other rolls a little bit harder. At this time.
Okay. Then I think Kat will move in front of Tabitha and try to basically do like a quick protection spell. But the spell is to protect both of them, but Kat is also in front of Tabitha as a body shield.
Okay.
If the spell doesn't work.
I'm going to use your price to pay. So for your spell, instead of having you roll for magic, and in this case, your spell is going to just sort of fizzle out.
Okay.
And then it's Tabitha's turn.
I failed that roll to act under pressure.
Oh, I have a quick question too.
Yes.
Would any of this fall under Cat's fate with the magical powers, or you can't save everyone, or damnation tags?
You know
I
what?
ask because I get experience if it does.
Yes. I will have you mark one of those because the next round of bullets, one hits Tabitha in the shoulder. You take 2 points of damage.
Tabitha takes 2 points of damage.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I kind of missed the flow. So what is the consequence of me failing that I act under pressure roll? That I
That
lose an action?
that consequence is that you were hit.
Okay. So if I was exiting last, then I simply step back into the door to hide behind the wall and
Safely behind the chain link fence.
and I notice I've been hit and I curse loudly and drag Cat also because she's closest into the door, back to the door, into the building.
So,
Cool.
what does the outside of this place look like? Is there any cover for us to be had?
There is a alleyway beside the door, which has like a dumpster in it. There's lamp posts, and benches, but there's not much else. There's probably also a handful of vehicles that you could take cover under.
That's probably where I would have thrown Daniel and went to cover as well. It's like behind a vehicle or something.
All right.
Are we behind the same vehicle?
Yeah, because
Okay.
you
will.
took a shot.
I'm just in a state of shock, and you can hear me say, "No, no, no! I can't go back there. No, no."
I'll slap you lovingly on the cheek and be like, "Hey, head in the game. We got some playtime right now. I need you here."
And I'll just fumble for my gun and take a while to get the thing out.
You good? Are you gonna be an asset or liability here?
Guess we'll see.
All right.
Can't go back, and I'll start to see where the bullets are coming from.
The bullets are coming from a single vehicle on the other side of the street that was facing, or not, and all you can see in the inside of the vehicle, which looks a bit nicer than most of the vehicles on the street, are the hands attached to the guns that are firing at you. You hear the distinct sound of a magazine being clipped into a weapon, and you see the muzzle of a automatic rifle being pushed out of the window, and you see just a little bit of the face from the man that is firing it.
Can I act aggressively? Do I get a
You
turn?
can. Your turn is next.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna start. I'll take my jacket off and like holster and whatnot because I like this jacket, and I'm gonna shift and turn into the hybrid wolf.
All right. Did we talk about that? Are you rolling magic for that?
Not for the hybrid form.
That's right. That one's on call. Okay. So you take your turn to shift. Is it grotesque and terrible?
It's a bunch of loud like bone popping and like gory noises and whatnot. You're reminded, friends and squad, that oh shit, Marco's a monster. Oh yeah, huh? Gross, kind of scary. What the shit? And as he's like shifting, he'll let out a deep, throaty chest growl and end up howling as the shift takes place and when he actually gets in full form. And it's very unsettling. You just need to like, oh, I'm glad he's on our side, kind of thing.
K-Cat.
And like right in front of Daniel as I do this, like just
I think I'll be like stunned and like reflexively have my gun pointed at you, which would be bad. But I think that's what happens. I don't shoot you, of course, but
thank you.
yeah, pointed back at the car.
And Cat, you're up. You now have a chance to fire before the rifle goes off. Or do whatever you're going to do.
I think I would like to use magic to try to transform the rifle.
Okay.
So So what I'd like to have happen if I'm successful is instead of the gun firing a bullet, it's like the old Adam West Batman Joker gun where it just
Bang,
a little
bang.
flag comes out
Nice.
that says bang.
Awesome.
All right, roll for it.
All right. 11.
You are successful.
stuff. Nice.
Nice.
So I think she'll just like pull out a knife, like cut her hand, do some complex finger symbols as quickly as possible, and then just like point at the gun.
And as the decompression of the trigger sounds, you see the flag with bang written on it pop out of the rifle, and you hear some very choice curse words coming from the car, and the guy just throws the rifle out, and you can hear the sounds of rummaging. The other two pistols are still laying fire, and it's Tabitha's turn.
Since nobody else did it, Tabitha will fish out her phone out of. Well, Tabitha first will think she misses her radio because that would be much faster just to click the radio and yell "officers under fire."
But we're undercover. Do you have that? You shouldn't.
It's my undercover radio. Duh.
Unfortunately, no, just phone and so 911.
So you call for reinforcements?
Of course, officers under fire and address and.
The operator is different from the precinct that you called, since you called the one that the jurisdiction that is kind of in the area. And you get a yeah. We'll send somebody. Dial tone.
Don't trouble yourself too much, sweetheart. Jeez.
Is that all you want to do? You could do one more thing with your turn, Tabitha, since the call was short.
Oh yeah, of course. I just lean over the door ramp and fire back at the car.
Roll to kick some ass.
Nice.
Kick ass, kick ass, kick ass, kick some ass.
Not so nice.
6. I think I'm still shaken. I think I keep forgetting the wound and it makes me miss.
So you don't just miss, you accidentally hit the vehicle that is next to the vehicle, and you hear the distinct sound of fluid gushing out of the bottom of the car.
You hit its bladder.
Oh no, this car, its water broke.
Daniel, it's your turn.
I'm just gonna like haphazardly take a shot. I'm not aiming super well. I'm just shooting for the sake of it because I'm still feeling very shaken.
All right, roll to kick some ass.
There it is. Good.
Jeez, guys.
Hey, this is narratively appropriate for me,
Yeah.
so it's good.
It makes
Also, I get experience, which I want. One more, and I level up.
Yay!
Wow. good stuff.
So you also misfire, and you break one of the windows in the building that is right there.
Just, full of innocent people, but I'm a cop, so that happens all
Yeah.
the time, and I'm super
Marco.
used to that.
Oof. You say it's my turn?
Yep.
Okay. In my head, is like the dumpster in a position where I could end up throwing it towards the car as I try and close the distance?
Yes, you could do that.
I would absolutely like to do that. I'll use Unholy Strength
Okay.
and roll that.
To it. Unholy strength is your weird instead of strength, right?
Correct.
Okay, roll that for me.
Mixed success.
So you are partially successful, But and you can describe how you do it, but as you do it, the dumpster opens up and just dumps trash on you.
So like, I would end up dashing towards both the dumpster and then the car after or past that, and yeah, ended up picking it up. But in picking it up, I guess I picked it up upside down, or it's got like a rusty bottom or something. So as soon as I pick it up, everything just kind of dumps out on me, and I just huck it right at the car and
The,
follow it up, running after it.
the car is just like smashed. You hear more curse words, somebody shouting somebody's name, and somebody else shouting, "Drive, you fucker, drive!" And the car gets thrown into gear, and it starts, but because the metal on the car is so twisted up, sparks fly underneath the car. The car hobbles forward, doesn't get very far, but the oil that is leaking from underneath that car begins to
Uh-oh.
light. The other car begins to light.
Man.
It is now Cat's turn.
So, is this fire and car situation an immediate danger to all of us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wasn't sure if they're like trying to get away and it's just they're having a hard time, or if it's like it's gonna blow up in our face, kind of a deal.
So there's two cars, one that Tabitha hit that's leaking oil, and the second one that's trying to drive away, not very well, that is causing the sparks that lit the oil.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was also looking at my next playbook move to get, which by the way, I took Arcane Reputation.
Oh, good.
Because that last experience point leveled me up.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I suppose I should probably try to put the fire out. Seems like the smart move here. So I will do that. I will try to put the fire out. And there's probably not a good way to do that, like, physically, if it's an oil fire. So what I'll try to do is almost like trying to like air compressor blast away the oil on the ground, create like a firewall, so that the oil that's catching fire burns to a point and then doesn't catch the rest of the oil on fire that's going to the other car.
All right.
You haven't mentioned, by the way, what's in the other car? How many babies are in there?
Nobody that you can see. It appears to be an empty car that
Okay,
is
good.
threatening to blow up half the block.
Felt like I had to check.
That's
Jeez,
fair.
what's,
That's fair.
what's in the
There's
car
not-
if it's gonna blow up half the block? C4?
Yeah, there's so much C4 in this car. No, well, I guess you wouldn't know, but anyways.
We wouldn't know.
It's all of the old taco grease that Alphonse has been cleaning out of the.
That stuff is volatile, man.
All right.
Ugh.
Are you using
Right.
magic, Cat?
Of course.
You have a glitch which you can choose.
Okay. Effects weaken in a short duration, take one harm and roll armor, magic draws immediate unwelcome tension, or it has a problematic side effect. I'm gonna go with the magic draws immediate unwelcome attention.
Oh, good.
'Cause that sounds like fun.
Okay. All right. So you get it off. You get your music, or God damn it, your magic.
I didn't know you were a bard.
You get your magic going, but it creates kind of a rumble and a loud pop, and some shrieking sounds come up from either side, and the entire tavern bar, begins to empty to find out what was going on. And
Gunfire.
Out here, I want to go see.
To the
Oh.
gunfire.
to the gunfire. And then now it is Tabitha's turn.
I hope they are still in range. because I'm angry and I want to hit something.
Do it! Run at them. Beat them up. They have an entire car full of people.
Yeah, so I'm shooting more in the. Well, this time maybe aiming better. Let's
Okay.
hope the dice agree.
All right, roll to kick some ass.
Yeah. 9.
You are successful, but there is an issue that arises from it. What is the kick some ass? You inflict harm and suffer harm from whatever you're fighting. Nah, you'll just get them. You're firing at the windows of the cars.
Well, aiming more or less at the driver.
Okay. Your first bullet shatters the glass. The driver doesn't take damage for it, but the car swerves really hard, which affords you a second shot, which they take 2 damage for. But now the car is slowly, be it slowly, careening towards the tavern occupants.
Reckless enlargement. Less favorite type of firework.
And it is Daniel's turn again.
Okay. After missing horribly, will take a second to collect myself. I'll pick up my glasses and put them back on. And then I'm gonna take a second to really aim, and maybe I can see one of them. Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes.
You can see the driver who is wounded but is still awake, like conscious. And then you can, through the debris of the car where the trash can hit it, you can see another person that is trying to aim with their pistol.
Okay. I'm gonna go for the driver.
Okay.
I'm gonna use magic to alter fate so that I'm gonna hit.
Okay.
Nice.
That's the plan.
All right.
So I'm gonna super aim.
Okay. I'm gonna
Wanted
have you
bullet style.
roll magic instead of kick some ass for this.
Yes, that is the plan.
Okay. Cool.
Come on. Luck. Close enough.
Nice. So you deal harm and take harm in this occurrence. The guy levels his pistol, seeing you aiming at him, and fires at the same time that you do. And you both hit each other. You both take 2 points of damage.
Ow.
They just traded. What the hell?
And then it is Marco's turn.
Have I been able to at least kind of close
Yeah.
the distance?
The closing the distance isn't even of a question. You're fine.
Okay. Well, I'll do some. I guess we'll use Unholy Strength again. I'll try and leap and land on the hood of the car, and superhero monster land, and try and crunch it and crash it and make it stop before it hits the rest of the people.
Okay. Roll for it.
There's going to be so much paperwork.
It comes after.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nice.
You are absolutely successful in what you do. Do you tear the top of the car off?
It said the windshield is out, right?
Driver's side window.
Oh, driver's side window. Then yeah, standing on the hood, I'll rip the roof off and remind them that I'm a werewolf. right there, probably roar something loud, scary.
So the car immediately stops. One of the guys that's not already out passes out. One of the guys runs, and the other guy is trapped in the car, shrieking at you. Nobody is firing at you any longer.
Do I have any more actions, or is that it?
You can continue.
I just want to say, like, if one dude's trying to run away, I'll throw the roof of the car at him.
Roll to kick some ass on that, or roll weird or kick some ass, whatever you want.
Mixed success.
You hit him, but you hit him so hard that it kills him.
Just bisect him with the frisbee roof. Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
Whoops.
The crowd that has gathered to see this is just screaming and running back for cover inside to their
Hey,
cars
smart.
to get away.
Okay.
We're calling the spooks to deal with this runaway monster.
Yeah, no shit. Don't worry, we're already here, guys. But yeah, you said the rest of them are either passed out or incapacitated or scared
Yeah.
shitless. Okay. Yeah, that's the end of me doing my thing.
Which brings us to Cat.
Yeah, Cat is going to run over and grab that that rifle that got thrown out of the car. The one that now shoots a bang flag instead of bullets. She's gonna go secure that for to run fingerprints on it later.
Oh, cool. All right. Tabitha. It's your worst nightmare.
No, actually, it's going pretty well.
This is par for the
no-
course. She
no
knows,
ex-
Marco.
Cat stopped explosion. That would be bad kind of paperwork. Marco dispersed the crowds, which always helps. That's
According to plan.
yeah, exactly. And so yeah, Tabitha is running to Marco. Help. Well, help with the arrest.
All right.
I'm angry about that bleeding hole in my shoulder. So yeah,
That's fair. So you get to the car. The guy in the car in the driver's seat is wounded and still screaming. There are two unconscious men in the back of the car and one very dead man in the street. Daniel, do you join Tabitha in approaching?
I will take care of my wound first
Okay,
because I got shot.
that's fair.
So I'm sitting there, taking this shirt off, and then I feel like I have apparently a first aid kit somewhere. I don't know.
We all carry
paranoid.
IFAC.
I believe you.
So I'll be working on that, and it's very focused and slow. So I'm trying to do it right.
Okay. My brain just died. Oh my god.
That is not good. You need that
I
thing.
know I do. Do you have any perks in medical?
That's a thing.
Some playbooks have them, but not very many. It's very uncommon.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Then just roll sharp for putting your wound back together.
Okie dokie. There we go.
You are excellent at it, and it only hurts a little bit. Um,
Does that remove the harm, or I don't know how the
yes,
system
you
works.
can
Yes?
you can
Okay.
take the harm off of that. Sorry. So the sounds of screaming has kind of died down. The guy has worked himself into such a fit that he can't even talk anymore. The door is stuck closed. So to get him out of the vehicle, you would have to either pull him out of the open roof or try and jerry the rig open, the door open. Goodness.
Are we still in like initiative kind of thing, or
Nope, it is now open. Nobody is
Okay.
firing upon you.
well, then I'll standing on the hood still. I'll grab his seatbelt and break it, and then grab him and like slowly lift him out, snout muzzle in his face, like you kind of messed with the wrong people, buddy. And I'll haphazardly toss him towards Cat on the ground.
The guy has pissed himself. He is so terrified of you. Daniel, when you get a chance to look up, you actually recognize the tattoos on this man's arms as being very distinct with a gang that you have had run-ins with. It is the tattoos that are part of the Aswang gang is on the left arm. A snake with feathers is coiling up the arm, is very vibrant. And in this man's case, it is also very faded.
Okay. Is he part of the people that shot me before? Because
Yes, he is.
God damn it. I'll have also like checked on Gabby. You know, bullets are flying around right outside where she is. Is she okay?
Yeah, Gabby answers the door with a mug of coffee and she's like, Daniel, what do you need?
I'm just checking to see if you're all right. Go back to, and I'll walk off.
Since the guy got thrown towards Cat, Cat will look up at Marco and go, "Oh, who's a good boy?" And then and then throw handcuffs on the guy and start reading him his rights.
Definitely a really deep growl, chest rumbling.
So yeah, I go to check on the one that had intimate contact with the roof.
The one that had intimate contact with the roof was essentially cut in half mostly by the roof. His blood and gore sprayed across the street in the most unceremonious way. And his body's still warm, but he's not blinking or screaming, so he must be dead.
Or
Yeah,
fine.
so
You know, people who
yeah.
are fine also don't scream or run away.
Yeah, exactly.
but they are essentially in one piece.
It's true.
People who are fine. So yeah, Tabitha doesn't bother checking very thoroughly if he leaves because, well, he's cut in half.
Yeah.
Let's not overdo the optimism here.
Do you
So yeah,
check there are two other bodies in the car that are currently unconscious. Do you check
yeah,
them?
I'm going to cuff them using well, cuff them first and shake them awake later.
Okay. Sounds great.
I have questions.
I will kneel next to the guy who's awake and with the tattoos, right?
Mhm.
And I'll look him in the eye and say, "Are you here to finish the job?" And I'll mildly touch the scar.
He spits in your face. He says, "I don't know who you are."
I growl, bare fangs, super menacingly.
Is he lying? Because I can tell.
To him, he is not lying. But he looks past you at James. James Cook, who is unconscious on the sidewalk.
Are you here for James?
Should probably do that.
He says, yeah, just I got a job, doing my job, and guess I get fucked for it.
Yep. Shooting a cop. That doesn't end well for you. Thanks for admitting it, though. I'll get up.
The guy like side eyes Marco, looking like he wants to spit at you again, but thinks better about it.
I'll walk over to Tabitha.
Okay, um, I'll speak in general direction of entire crew. Try to learn why they were shooting at us.
They
I need
already
to
do.
check
They were
James.
after James.
Oh,
So this is all his problem.
well, I'm eyeing James lying there. I think I need to check on him.
Right.
James
I'll deal with
seems
this.
James seems to have suffered a concussion and may or may not be just napping on the ground for now.
He burned his fingers.
No, but he does have head trauma. Does that count
Oh.
for fantasy par?
Okay, one more thing I need to take care of before the reinforcements arrive.
Yes.
Magwit.
Oh yeah, Magweed. Magweed's hiding in the stairwell. He did not leave the area.
So
Smart.
I'm poking my head into the to see him directly. We still need your help, so let's pretend you had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
I mean, let's pretend you weren't even here because witness thing and so on.
Sure. I wasn't here. I didn't see anything. I know how it
Yeah.
goes.
I know you know the drill.
And he looks down at himself and he's like, but you know, Cat's got me dressed as a cop. Is that gonna be a problem?
Considering all, I don't know what that girls plays with sometimes. Yeah, I think we need to undo this to make things easier.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, I'm okay. You stay in the site. I'll deal with this mess, and we'll be back to our programming.
Great. And Daniel, was there anything else that you wanted to do with the cuffed gentlemen in the back of the car that also have the Aswang tattoos?
No. Since
Okay.
it's not for me, I feel like it's not my deal. I'll let James handle all this when he gets back next time.
All right.
I'm currently doing crowd control and waiting for the other cops to show up, and then it's their problem, and we can
get
get
on with it. All right. So it takes about 40 minutes for the other cops to show up.
What?
40 minutes?
Yeah.
I am phoning again after 5. I'm proper channels.
You get the same like half-assed like answer, and they're like, yeah. We told a team. They're they got their guys.
No. I'm not phoning to
They'll be
dispatcher.
there
I'm
right
phoning
after
Oh.
they get done
to
with
the
the
right
gelatos.
channels.
To the precinct. I gotcha. So after your phone call with the precinct,
I'm starting with the fact we are people cut in half, so they get the right big picture, but they need to carry.
within 10 minutes there is a response.
That sounds better.
Your phone call.
You just get a text with cool story, bro.
K, winky face.
Yeah, pretty much. But the guys that are responding really like they're kind of upset that somebody made them go out on their own time to go and respond to this. Like, you know, they don't actually do their jobs. There is one person with them that is from your precinct, which seems to be kind of doing the controlling and everything. And they get it wrapped up and get your statements. And because Tabitha is on your team, they know that all the appropriate paperwork, the T's and the I's, everything gets taken care of. And
We'll be taken care of because we are on another job now.
yes. And we're going to take a break.
Awesome. So yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, so be sure to hydrate, grab snacks, stretch your legs, all that good stuff, and then we'll be right back.
Too cool.
Hey, we're back. So,
All right. So our team has been let go of this fiasco that was our first combat. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. And the world's your oyster. You're going to go check out that area where those 3 hobgoblins were?
Actually, before we let go of the perps, we need to ask some questions first, whether they are connected to the missing kid somehow, or is just, maybe not random, but
No, they're here for
more
James.
coincidental shooting.
This has nothing to do with us.
Okay.
Yeah, the only information that you can really squeeze out of them is that they had a hit for James because somebody found out that he was on the underside and where he was.
Hmm. He's gonna stay here and deal with it, and we're gonna
Yep. So James will catch up with you guys after all that is said and done. And you guys are welcome to go as you please.
By this point, Marco has shifted back and he went to go where he'd taken his suit pants and suit coat off and got
You don't have Hulk pants that shift with you?
nope. And so like essentially he's going commando and he doesn't have an undershirt and his like under his jacket. He looks severely less put together after the fact because just threw a suit coat and some pants down in an alleyway, so they're all grimy and gross looking now, and he's not happy about it. But gotta
Could be
do some
worse.
damage. So
Could be worse.
it could be much worse.
Yeah, and Tabitha actually, once she left the administrative mode, took interest in the shoulder. Is it true and true, or is the bullet inside?
Yeah, Marco would have used his, I guess, shirt that was already ripped to shreds now and go and try and help Tabitha bandage.
I'm going to need you to roll sharp for me, or if you have any medical expertise, you can use that.
Like both of us, or just her, or
I can have you both roll it. One of you fucks it up, though.
If anyone is wondering why I'm not using magic to heal, because that is like in the angel list of things to do, I've considered how my healing would work, and it's horrible. Like,
No, I merely need to establish first, is it a scratch or is it a wound? Like, is the bullet inside?
The bullet is not inside you,
Okay.
but you're gonna need a little bit more than some band-aids.
So maybe some magic.
Magic.
Cat, can you take care of this? And I'm not. Don't mean my jacket. Cat.
Raven.
oh, I'm sorry.
Were you on mute or?
No, sorry. I thought you were talking to somebody else. What was the question? I didn't catch the cat part of the first of that.
I'm pointing to my shoulder and to the hole in my shoulder and said, "Cat, can you take care of this?" And I don't mean my jacket.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Cat just looks at Tabitha and goes, I'm not that type of mage. I mean, I could probably carterize it for you.
you'll probably want to stick with conventional medicine.
Well, the concept of cauterizing is meh.
So you said sharp
Yep.
for help.
Okay.
We're both gonna do it. I'll roll. I'll help.
Come on,
Okay,
super
so
failure where you just plug it with your finger. Come on.
Okay, I'm at 10.
There we go.
Should I even attempt to help then?
Well, it seems like Tabitha knows what she's doing, and you're a glorified coat rack that's holding all the stuff that she needs to patch herself back up.
Fine by me. Better than me accidentally ripping her arm off or something stupid.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, Tabitha, you also get your health points back. And you guys are good to move forward.
And I feel like in the future, us doing first aid would only work with like little bits of
Yeah.
damage and not like
If
when
you
we
were
get into the big
unstable,
stuff.
it wouldn't work. You'd have to go to a hospital
Or do something risky.
or do something risky like magic.
I feel like I want to spoil how my magic would work. So I would, instead of just like doing healing, I would reset your body to default mode.
You turn one of us into a
So-
baby? Good lord.
No, like how it should be biologically. Which means that if you have a pacemaker, that's gonna hurt. If you have like fillings in your teeth, that's gonna hurt. If you have tattoos, it's gonna hurt.
Oh,
Anything like that.
Oh, that sounds like a real bummer.
Yep.
Especially for Tabitha. All right. So
It even more sucks if you like were born with some kind of weird defect and the hospital's like, oh, we can fix that. And they
no.
did surgery. But
Oh no.
yeah,
We'll save that one for
it has a
rainy
lot
day.
of scary downsides. So
I'm glad that we know that now.
yeah, I feel like I should prep everybody for that.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
guessing Daniel's really popular at like the school where they teach doctors how to do plastic surgery.
No, like this.
Oh, I messed
He
that up.
doesn't
Well, here, let me
really
just reset
do
it
his
for you.
magic. He's uncomfortable with it.
That's
I
fair.
can
That's
imagine.
fair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not that kind of mage. Daniel is not that kind of angel. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. So your car is untouched by the fiasco that you have all endured. And you are not stopped or prevented from going about the next part that you want to do.
So yeah, we pack the Magwit in the
Oh,
back
yeah.
and
Into the trunk.
Magweed's
Oh.
just like, oh, this is so much fun, guys. You
I
can
feel
just hear
Cass-
like, go on.
I feel like Cat's just looking at Magweed with a look that says like you're enjoying this entirely too much.
And he has like that absurd, sobering expression. He says, you have no idea. And then goes back to being a dopey mailman character.
All right. Everyone ready?
so on the way topside, are there any detectors of magic that would go screaming at Magwit, or can we just move him through without a problem?
Are we
Did
going
you-
topside? Or
Did you
are we...
want to check the hobgoblins first?
Oh yeah, we want to go. We want to swing by that place, right?
Okay, we will just. What's the building like?
So you guys drive past this area, and it looks like on the map it was supposed to be a warehouse, but you're passing something that looks an awful lot like a spooky Central Park. This block has been cleared out. You can kind of tell like a little bit of the details of like spires of some building in the middle of it, but it's overgrown with heavy dark and black plants, and you can see like little wisps of light flickering off and on things, mushrooms that are bioluminescent that kind of pump out bioluminescent spores, ferns, and other kinds of like underbrush and moss that's just like creeping out. And you can see like even the fringes of it on the sidewalk have spilled over into the gutters, like it's pouring over.
Well, there you go. They're having a picnic in the worst place imaginable.
Quick thank you to Michael for the $3 donation for one plot point, and the suggestion, Yaz, is that while driving, we catch eye of a sign of Blackfeather Guild that has been recently repaired somewhere.
So besides this area, Well, not beside it, but on the way there, you do see this sign. In fact, somebody's actually working on it right now. They're cleaning up the letters, or not the letters, but the fine line art. And I actually have an image that is applicable to this.
Oh, that's amazing.
What?
I'll share this in Discord for you guys. One moment. I didn't think that I would get to share this early, but this is what you're looking at, or a variation of this in bright, very 1970s colors, like high saturated tones of yellow and orange and blue and green. And it's these two identical women standing with a deck of cards and a queen chess piece.
Hmm.
And it says, a little bit of something for everybody on the board.
Interesting.
I don't know. Those two give me some non-binary vibes. So
Perfect.
interesting. Good art, though.
Thank you. And then you pull up to this spooky Central Park block.
So, we happy with this? Do we need to go out and poke around the bushes? We can't get back to finding my daughter.
Well, we're just passing through. We are not straying from our chosen path, which is finding the kids. Yeah, Daniel, don't worry.
Excellent. Then I'll start the car and drive back to Topside.
So, oh, go on.
I was just gonna say once I have a couple things that I'd like to do once we get back to the precinct.
Okay. So you guys, because of your cuffs and because Magweed is with you and dressed as a cop, you guys are ushered through just fine. Nobody asks any questions. Magweed does get some like side eye going on. Just because like there's something about him that's kind of unsettling, but most of the people are just like, yeah, whatever, go on. And they go back to doing their job. You go to the precinct immediately, right?
Yes.
Okay, what did Kat want to do there?
So two things. One, turn in that rifle to get fingerprinted. And then two, she wants to go poke around the evidence locker for something that the Ravens might find desirable for, like, if they ask for a trade for information, something that might work for a trade.
Okay.
Mm.
She does not tell Tabitha about this for sure.
Okay. And then who goes to see the Holdra woman?
I'll go up there.
Okay.
With Daniel.
Okay, so Tabitha will stay with Magwit in the
Okay.
the spooks room, and actually, I don't know, eat more donuts because
Okay.
yeah, I'm hungry after shooting.
You are left to endure Magweed's absurd pretending to be a human act as he goes around and pokes all of the decor on people's desks, looks at photos, taps like he knows what he's doing on a computer, picks up the phone, pretends to talk to somebody, hangs up.
I'm pointing him to the James desk if he messes it.
Okay.
Well, they kind of I think he will like the idea.
All right,
Of Tabitha
all right.
saying, "Hey, this is James' desk. You can sit there."
Oh yeah, no, he's all over it. Like going through his drawers, flipping through his files, like the whole nine. Like he's loving it.
Why? What do you have heroin in here?
James wouldn't have heroin on him. Raven, can I have you? I think it would just be a sharp roll, right? We're not really investigating a mystery.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
roll
usually
sharp
do with
for me.
Monster of the Week. It's like sharp is like the perception roll.
Yeah. So give me a sharp roll for looking.
Okay, it's a 9, and I think yeah, I'll stick with a 9.
And what specifically is like the vibe or theme of things that you're looking for?
Um, anything like magical, like an origin, or where it's something where, like, if somebody said, "Oh, sure, I'll give you this for a pound of flesh," you can be like, "Well, would this work instead of a pound of flesh?" It's fleshy. It weighs roughly a pound.
So you find 3 items. You find what looks to be like a cursed artifact, which is a severed hand with several rings on it that has like uh petrified into like a claw, has like bracelets with beads and feathers hanging off of it, and the skin is tattooed. I'm gonna have to write these down. You find a leprechaun's purse, and
Okay.
you find you find a indiscriminate locket shaped in a heart that radiates a kind of magic or energy that you're not sure uh, like what it does, just that it feels like it does something big.
Okay. I think Kat's gonna take all 3, and
Okay.
in place of them, leave a note that just says, "Borrowed this for research purposes. We'll bring it back. Promise. Love, Cat."
God. Okay. Uh, and then for the 2 that it looks like Marco stepped off for a second, but the 2 that go to the Holdra woman, she's still being held in the same room. Nothing has changed. Nothing really. She just looks. She's sleeping right now. And that's about it. Not much time has passed. So
Okay.
yes,
I will.
Tabitha.
So before Nate returns, maybe I have one more question, one more thing I
Yeah.
would like to do in the meantime. Actually, I would like to take a look at the files of those kids.
Okay. Just
Do I
as
spot something that will be useful in searching for them in the Fey city?
Just as Bells had told you, those files are stacked on your desk. And the files are very slim. They don't hold too much information. They share information of the family, whether the family is alive, dead, or missing as well. Um, the she included the underside cases that were documented, and in that there are 2 cases where visceral remains were found. But other than the children's photos, you don't find anything that is jumps out at you or feels like it would lead you somewhere.
Okay. So
All right,
that's all.
Margot and Daniel,
Yeah, my apologies. I had
No
a
worries.
work phone call,
you're good.
but I'm here now.
Be life comes first. So, do you want to talk to her? Or you want me to?
I'll be in there with you. I don't know much of what I would ask her, but I'm getting kind of sick of her not giving us any info in exchange for keeping her safe. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, feel free to jump in.
Will do.
Okay. I'll quietly open the door because I see she's sleeping. And then I'll loudly pull the chair back from the desk situation.
Skirt.
Yeah.
She springs up like a cat that fell in the tub.
And then I'll walk over to the other chair, pull that out, and sit down.
She gives you the most indignant, mean look that you've seen on a Holdra woman before. And she folds her arms and very grumpily says, "What is it now?"
I'll gesture to the chair.
She gets up from the cot and sits down at the chair, puts her hands on the table, and looks at you waiting.
Thank you for talking to me. It's very kind. Blackfeather Guild, what do you know?
She kind of gives you like an incredulous look and sits back, and she says, "I'm impressed that a man of your stature doesn't know."
This wasn't my area. I was into guns, not magic.
Well, the Blackfeather Guild is a very, very high standing community that operates in games, a lot like your mortal casinos. And they but their games aren't like your games, not like your casino games. It's not just cards and dice rolling and luck, because luck isn't interesting.
Hmm.
But the games are, while an integral part of their community, it is the intelligence that you need to play these games that sets you apart from whether or not you would succeed in going to the Raven Sisters.
That's who runs
Role
it then?
playing games.
Yes, you could say that they are the kingpins of this industry. Now,
What can you tell me about them?
that they are elusive, that they have a very small inner circle, and that they won't talk to you unless you beat them in a game.
What do
Where
they
are they
want? What do they
located?
like? How do they treat their people?
As far as I can tell, they don't treat their people poorly. Their locations are a neutral location, and Fae or mortal alike that go to them cannot bring their baggage inside. And to do so and to act upon that uh, results in a lifetime ban.
Hmm.
And just so that I'm clear, that ban means that you won't remember who or what or where they are.
Probably a blessing.
For some.
All right. Have you ever been to there?
Oh, no. No, I'm not clever enough.
Really? All right.
She just smiles wider in
I
like,
assume that's true because I can
yes.
tell. Okay.
Well, part of it's true. The part that she's never been there is true, but not the part about her not being clever enough.
Yeah, I felt like that was bullshit, which is why I'm checking. Okay. All right. We're gonna go talk to them eventually.
Would we have like a general idea of where to find them? Is it like, oh, the Blackfeather, oh, they're part of that casino I remember seeing a billboard for, or something like that? Or is it more hidden?
It's a little bit of both. If you know what you're looking for, you'll find it. If you don't know what you're looking for, well, you might as well follow the signs. And you can get to them anywhere in the world.
In this world, but not any other.
Worlds.
Excellent. What do you know about the city under the stairs?
The city under every bridge.
Close enough.
She says, "I know that my people came from the second city. But because of our affiliation with mortal kind and the treaties and agreements that we've made with them to make their world better, that we are not allowed back.
That you've never been there.
I have only seen the second city. I have not been to the first city, which is the city under every bridge. It's
Why is
too
it called
that? The city under every bridge, not all bridges, mind you, but a lot of the older bridges have doorways that only our kind, or the Atau, and she kind of, using that word, she gestures to Marco, would be able to find back in the day. Now it is reserved for non-mortals to keep them safe from your people.
I'll gesture to my various angelic features. My people, huh?
Fine. The people that you serve. You would have found a very comfortable home in the second city, and your ancestors probably did too. But as for
I've seen where my ancestors come from. And
as
it's not
for
a great
the
place.
first city, you will need an inhuman that is familiar with the city to take you there. A non-human or a non-humanoid. The Atau usually are the only ones that know how and where to find the doorways. However, if you were looking to the Ravens, they would also be able to help you because they are not quite Atau and they are not quite like the rest of us.
Good.
Real quick, thank you, Michael, for the 1 plot point redemption with guild coins. And the plot point suggestion is the next helpful person will have a Black Feather Guild pin on them.
Awesome!
I mean, that is where we're going. So that either means that there's like one helpful person there who's like the door guard, or we're never meeting a helpful person ever again. Okay. Do you have any contacts in the second city or the first city? I forget.
Nobody that'll listen to me.
Do you know where anyone who is desperate and in need of aid would go?
In the second city? To any of the courts? Summer, winter, spring, autumn?
The government, okay?
If they're desperate enough, they will seek the leadership in the city.
Stupid. Damn it. What danger should I look for when I'm there?
Everything.
Yeah, that tracks.
The first city is dangerous, from what I've been told. But the second city, tread carefully. Because it is the times that you feel least in danger that you are most in danger.
Everything is always under attack. Speaking of attacks, was it a boogeyman that did that to you? The spine ripping out part?
A boogeyman could be said to describe what it was that came for me. But this is something older than a boogeyman.
Boogie Dad.
Spooky Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh about that all day.
See, this is my curse and why I shouldn't do serious RPGs.
No, I love it. It's perfect.
God, next time we see one of those, that's just going to be the call out. Oh, no.
It's a Boogie Dad.
Spooky Daddy spotted.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to make that a t-shirt now. All right. And she kind of like after you brought up the subject of that, she like retreats. That bravado that she had, recedes, and she gets very uncomfortable. Not because she's hiding anything, but because she has trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Can you or your organization tell us anything about these spooky daddies?
Why do you do this to me? The woman just narrows her eyes and she says, "We're not old enough to tell you. You think if we knew that I would be here?"
You don't know anything about them, anything at all.
I
Why
know.
did it do that to you?
Why does anything terrible do anything terrible?
They usually have some reason. They're either horrible, or they're greedy, something. At
She
least a
ta-
justification to themselves.
she takes a moment, kind of weighing what she's going to tell you, and she's finally makes eye contact with you again, and she says, "There are some things in this world that just do evil for the sake
Mhm.
of being evil."
Yes, that's the point of them.
That's why we want to defeat them. That's why we want to fight them. Do you have any idea where we could go to figure out more about them?
If you are going to the cities, you could ask the father of all fear.
They are Fae, yes, so they're from there.
You could ask uh, Fenrir, god of fear, while you are in the second city.
Gods. I bet he made them.
She just shrugs. She's like, I can't tell you anymore. That's all I got.
I hope you know that us knowing it was a boogeyman before you told us is a good sign and that we're actually doing something.
I sure hope so.
How are you doing?
I'm stuck in a 10 by 10 room, wearing the same clothing that I was wearing 3 days ago.
I'm sure
I'm
you could get something.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're not keeping you here.
No, I'm staying.
Ah, figured.
I am
You
as
want us
good
to?
as I
You want
can
us to
be
send a
good.
boy to your house to pick up some clothes?
He won't get very far. I am fine the way that I am.
You just complained about being in the same clothes, and that's an
We'll
easy problem to fix.
we'll get you some loaners. You'll be
Mhm.
wearing prison oranges, but at least it won't be the same clothes.
Nice cop uniform.
I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you.
We'll get you something. Just write down your measurements or something.
She says you can't guess them just by looking at me.
I try not to judge.
Did you have other questions? She asks, that exhaustion and tiredness back in her face.
I look at Marco because I think I have asked all my questions.
I think I'm good. We'll take our leave and let you get back to your important other obligations.
Thanks. I've got a busy schedule. She gets up out of the chair and sits back down on the cot.
And if you need things, just ask. Especially if it's simple things like clothes or food.
I will, thank you.
Okay.
So you guys, afterwards, do you head directly back down to your office?
I'll take a second to confer with Marco. What do you think about what just was discussed?
Well, I feel better now that she gave us more info. I don't know why it took this long, though. But at least we have some semblance of an idea of where to go next.
She is Faye. This is basically my experience with every single one of them.
That is fair. I've got nothing more. Let's go downstairs and tell the rest of the squad.
And we go downstairs.
Sorry, my mouth was full. So everybody is back in the office by this time. Magweed is still being a total nuisance to James's desk. And it's a good time.
We would relay all the info that we just got out of the Holdra to both Kat and Tabitha and I guess Magweed because he's still there. If we have to.
Tabitha furrows her brow, hearing the father of all fear. Isn't this guy somehow connected to your people? Asks Marco.
The name does ring a bell.
Marco, you would know that in mortal mythology, Fenrir was the wolf that was supposed to eat the world and bring about Ragnarok.
Okay, yeah. I was
but
going to ask if I knew that or if that was the
He's
same.
getting
in this.
to it.
Werewolf stuff. Werewolf
Figured.
stuff. You
figured.
would know wolf mythology better than most, especially being from the UK.
Mhm.
So you'd know all that.
He's not done watching all of Netflix.
Almost getting super close. But yeah,
So that's mortal mythology and mythology of your people.
he's nasty. Like feeds on fear. He is a large, massive wolf whom I assume can do all sorts of things just to play on people's fear. So
Is he gonna look favorably to you because you're a werewolf?
remains to be seen.
Yeah,
I
but
honestly don't know.
that begs question: are the boogie folk also connected to your folk?
Would I have any recollection? Because last couple of games, I've been drawing a blank with Marco has been drawing a blank. Correct, Yaz?
Yeah, you would not know.
She just insinuated that like Fenrir as the god of fear would know about them, so there's something, according to her.
I mean, they are scary.
Might not be that, yeah.
So yeah,
they're both scary, but that would be the only. As far as Marco knows, other than the Order's desire to fight evil, this is completely anomalous to what any of your mythologies or culture or heritage have talked to you about. There's nothing quite like this.
okay, yeah.
So Tabitha passes the files around to look at photos. So yeah, these are the kids, the files of the kids with parents dead. So these are the kids that could be taken by boogeymen also.
Good to know. It's good to see faces.
I hope those Raven sisters know more about why boogeymen do this than that pointing to the woman in the thing. Because it doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, right, Raven sisters.
Mhm.
I ping the coin to Cat.
Okay.
Ping.
Cat'll catch it.
Before we were
this?
so rudely interrupted by shots,
Yeah.
I forgot to ask
I was
where we
meaning-
should go.
I was meaning to ask, how does it tie to this whole business? Do some magic.
What should I roll for Cat to investigate this? Would it be sharp, or do I need to do like detect magic with weird or?
You can probably logic it out.
Yeah, I would do sharp. You're looking for where their location is, right?
I'm just trying to figure out how the coin ties into it all?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, I can do that like this. It's a game token because it's a casino, and they use like fake currency in the casino. That's what this is.
I'm actually gonna have you roll magic for that one.
Okay.
Oh, it's not. Excellent. It's something else.
Nope.
Jeez.
Raven, you have no idea what it is. Sorry.
Yeah, Kat's gonna look at it and go, I don't know. Looks like a black feather coin. She'll flip it back.
So it lands on the head's side of the coin, Tabitha, in your palm when you catch it. And you feel like kind of just like a zing from your hand up your shoulder. And it kind of gives you a sense of temporary courage or like accomplishment, like you're gonna kick ass at whatever you do next.
It kind of raises my hackles when I touch it, so I'm going
Might
to
have
hold
some
on
kind of
to it.
magic on it, but I'm not familiar with whatever it is if it does.
We'll see
Tabitha,
how.
for your notes, you may roll advantage on your next roll.
Nice.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Michael, once again for that. I think we are going to the place of lots of random dice being thrown.
Yes. All right. So, what do you guys do to search for the sisters?
Google.
So, Google gives you a lot of information, but sifting through that information takes a bit of time because nothing gives you an exact address. And it kind of leads you into like the Reddit forum version of tomorrow, essentially, like the next century of Reddit forums. And when you look for the black feather in Deus Los Angeles, you kind of get like various different addresses, but all in one area. That area is there's like a almost like a night strip main street in Deus Los Angeles, very very prevalent in like the high society partying, restaurant, music, very fancy kind of area to go. And most of those addresses are within a 5-mile radius of this area.
I'll tilt the computer screen towards whomever's closest and be like, okay, I found it. And then I'm gonna like remember and notice that I'm still in super dirty suit. And I'm gonna go to my locker and change into a clean suit because I got a bunch of those because this happens.
Yeah, Tabitha changes her shirt too, but she puts on the same jacket.
Okay.
Back.
Daniel and Kat?
I got distracted by someone pinging me.
No worries.
What do you want me to roll?
What are you doing to get ready to head out to Main Street and try and find these sisters?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Kat will probably like grab a shower and change and that sort of thing.
All right.
I don't think anything. I'm gonna get back into cop mode.
Do you put your uniform back on, or do you stay an undercover cop?
No, uniform. Because I'm more comfortable in that.
That's fair.
The character, not me personally. This is fine. That shirt is not great.
So once you guys have kind of cleaned up, put yourselves back together in what you're most comfortable in, you head out to this. I'm just going to call it the strip. You head out to the strip.
Yeah.
So You guys show up, and it's nighttime in Deus, Los Angeles, which is arguably one of the prettiest cities in the entire United States, especially at night. With the city's efforts of minimizing the amount of pollution, a lot of their nighttime lights have been exchanged. Instead of electric lights or LED lights, it's all natural lighting. So bioluminescence, innately glowing gold metals. You can see the sky is all starry lit. Several bioluminescent fauna are everywhere, flora are everywhere, hanging off of trellises, creating a really great environment. And you have along this strip, you have several very, very large, tall buildings that are just reaching into the heavens of Deus. And each building is wildly different. Think very much like Las Vegas. Bright colors, interesting characters and people at every doorway, cute little barmaids in short skirts handing out samples of drinks. And can I have you guys roll to investigate a mystery? We'll get you started.
Are we walking by these girls with the drinks?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, Cat's grabbing like every sample that's offered.
Okay.
Tabitha just sighs. She's at work. They are at
God.
work. No fun to be had.
That makes sense. You've been busy grabbing drinks and you don't
Yeah.
see anything.
Yeah, Cat is really invested in those drinks. The rest of you, your attention is kind of divided, but let me give you the questions that you can ask. You both, my brain, the three of you receive a partial success, so you can hold one question in regards to this setting. Ask away.
What is being concealed here?
You can, in regards to looking for the sisters or in general?
Correct. Looking for Blackfeather Guild. I'm trying to see if like it's one of those 9 3/4 kind of thing.
So you don't see anything that immediately jumps out to your attention of like, this is a front or a glamour or a facade. What you do see, however, is that there are a lot of the same style and colored doors. They are all in a deep crimson with gold lettering over the top. They all say something different, and so at first glance, they are unseemingly unrelated, but the color paint job on them is way too identical for it not to be a pattern. Tabitha, what question do you want to ask?
I wanted to ask same question, so I guess.
I have one if you want me to.
Yeah, lay it on.
What
Okay,
here
please do,
is
please do.
illegal?
What beer is illegal?
No. What here in this place is illegal?
Ear, like as in.
No. What is illegal in this place?
I got you. Sorry.
I don't have an accent that's that thick. I can say the word here.
I have really bad hearing.
Oh, okay. Because
It's
this
not
is
you,
my
but-
second language, so.
I can't even hear an accent. You're doing great.
Okay, thank
So illegal in this specific area, it's primarily violence. Violence.
Oh no! I don't mean what they don't allow. What is going on right now?
Oh, that is illegal.
That is illegal.
I got you. Okay.
I see.
You, as you're walking through this area and kind of peeking into the buildings, you catch tiny little like cues that Like somebody is dealing drugs, or that money laundering might be going on, or certain predatory behaviors from one person to another. But it's not enough for you to accuse somebody of anything.
Yeah.
It's all like you're just seeing the signs of it being there.
Hmm. I'll like have a back and forth with Tabitha about this. I'll like point some of that out.
Gotta crack down, guys.
So maybe in connection with what Daniel is pointing out, what is being concealed in those
In those
spot?
situations.
Yes.
So the drug use one is probably the easiest to spot. You see two people that kind of pretend to know each other, and they slip hands. The hands are in their pockets. You're pretty sure that there was money exchanged, and then they go on their own way. And the person walking away from the deal is putting something from their pocket in their mouth. But you don't ever see what it is. And you don't ever actually see the money being exchanged. You're just, there's definitely something going on. And you see it frequently. Like, this isn't just a one person kind of deal, it's very, very often. In the money laundering situation, there are gamblers, or kind of casino like areas, or like really, really fancy restaurants. And you can see people doing um, uh, uh, scamming or conning on both sides of the counter, essentially, in any of these organizations. Somebody's like, oh, you know what, I got, like, do you have change for 20? And they put down a 10, and the woman gives them back like whatever it is. He's like, oh yeah, 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 and they talk about something, and something comes up, and it's like a slip of the tongue, and suddenly the woman's giving them an additional like $20.
I see you
um
know about how this works.
I worked in retail and got trained in it. I can't successfully do it myself because I'm an awful liar, but I know how to spot it. So just like these kinds of like little pop-up things that you're seeing. Yeah.
I have a very important question.
Bring it.
These restaurants that are in this place. Does one of them look like a seafood restaurant that might have fried seafood?
Oh yeah, of course.
Kat's gonna go over to one and just get a like to go order, just like a bucket of popcorn shrimp.
Okay, cool. You are given your popcorn trip, and you want to know the saddest thing about it?
Yeah.
That all you can think about is Alphonse tacos.
Yep.
Ooh.
I was gonna say I doubt there's an Alphonse tacos in here because if there is, like that's where she's going. But I figured there's probably not. Okay, cool. So Kat's just walking around with this big to-go container of popcorn shrimp, just munching
All
while she's
right.
looking around.
So, where would you guys like to start?
Hmm.
I'm just gonna note all that illegal stuff so that when we get to them, we can be like, we can get this, and then we can let all that stuff that we've noticed slide. This is us gathering bargaining chips. Wait, I
Kat's
missed
gonna
what
look-
Marco was up to in here. What are you doing?
People watching, trying to think about who would be the best person to ask to flash the Black Feather Guild coin. But I've got nothing's coming to mind just yet.
Okay.
Um, Kat's gonna look around for anybody that looks like a high roller, like maybe they're here often, and so they're like a high stakes table kind of a deal that might, because they'd probably know like who's in charge, like who's the person to talk to.
So, as you're kind of staking out the amount of people, you see a large collection of middle class to upper class. One particular gentleman catches your eye, and Magweed is almost like pointing them out, being like, "Hey, look at that one over there. That one looks like it might." But Magweed's obnoxious.
I
And
just
Magweed's
imagine like
also
a
like,
dog pointing at a bird. Like,
Hey, look at that.
over
And
here.
then Magweed has an ADHD problem because they're immediately distracted by the pretty women passing out drinks again. He's like, "It's great. It's great to be a human."
Yeah, Cat just does like one of those. Oh fuck! I forgot you were there. Yeah, go enjoy the drinks. That's great.
Why'd you bring him along?
Why, hello, fellow humans.
Yeah.
So the particular gentleman that caught your eye and that Magweed was pointing at is a very tall, very slender, sharp-looking person, short black hair that's been slicked back, very androgynous features, but everything is very sharp. They wear a very nice, well-tailored suit, gold watch, shiny shoes, and they seem to be waiting for somebody. And as you're watching them, and they look down at their phone, you can see their skin prickle with feathers just a little bit.
Hmm.
I love it.
Hmm.
I bet I know their name. Yeah,
I bet you do.
Cat will walk over to that table.
The person for a moment is too engrossed in their phone, but kind of looks up at you with these almost carmine yellow eyes and kind of like narrows their eyes just a bit, is just like, "Can I help you with something?"
Um, Possibly. Um, Looking for somebody that might be a little bit more interesting than the average person to play some games with. You want some shrimp?
Um, the compliment draws a little bit of a smile from them, and they respectfully decline and mutter something about "it's better where I'm from" kind of thing. But quirks, they're kind of like, "What kind of fun are you looking for?" That's what they
Oh,
ask.
the kind that might start with a fun game or two, and then maybe then depending on how we're feeling, a high stakes game for maybe something other than money, like information or fun secret facts, and then see how we get along, and maybe that ends up with dinner, maybe drinks. Who knows?
This person sizes you up again and is like, "Sure, I think that could be fun. Do you have a place in mind?"
Well, this is my first time here, so what? Which of these games do you recommend?
And they take a big breath and kind of look around, and you can see like the boredom and what they're saying. They're like, "I have an idea. Why don't you come with me?" And they stand, and they are very, very tall, and offer an arm or a hand to Cat to take them away to whatever game they're talking about.
Um, Cat goes to like take their hand, and then looks down and sees like they've got shrimp grease on their hand. So she'll just like rub it on her jeans and, and then take their hand. All right, lead the way.
And
That's the most Constantine thing you've done so far.
Oh, guys, if only you knew this character better.
Oh, it's so great.
Um,
I'm so
this
excited.
is this dashing character whisks you away, all absurdly graceful in the way that they take you along down the street and around the corner. Are you guys following?
I was gonna say, was she close enough that Marco could see this exchange?
You were
Yeah,
all together until she stepped away to interact with this
I
person.
definitely would have
Yeah.
followed. Yes.
we're not interrupting them, but we follow.
And of course, Kat told nobody what she's planning or doing. So
Of course.
Right.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
They all know you well enough. So you you are led off of Main Street to one of these red and gold doors, and they lean forward and they give like 3 short raps on the door, and the door opens, and on the other side is somebody dressed in a white collared shirt, the sleeve cinchers, and tall slacks. They have a little bit of a name tag on them, and on that name tag is a pin of the Black Feather logo. And they smile as they open the door.
No. Forget about the black feather pin. They have a name tag. What's their name?
The name on the name tag says just the letter C.
I see.
And so C smiles brightly at the two of you, and in a very laughing, very light voice, they say, "Oh, Savoy, it's so nice to see you again. We were expecting you tonight, and you brought a date. Come in." And they hold the door open as Savoy leads Kat inside, but the door person waits, and they kind of lean out the door, put their hands to their eyes, and they say, "Are you guys coming too?"
I'll walk through the door.
Yeah, we are walking, and I'm
Walk through.
as Kat walks in, she's still holding this like to-go bucket of popcorn shrimp and goes, "Outside food and drinks, is that cool?"
You're with me. You can have whatever you want.
Sweet. You guys got any Alphonse tacos?
Funny you should ask, but there is an Alphonse taco stand inside.
Sweet.
Wow. Lucky.
Oh, just you wait. Just you wait. I will we're almost done with today's session, but real quick, Savoy leads Kat down a very plush, very ornate carpeted hallway. Think Baroque period, excess of details and designs, and the hallway leads you straight into a large open room, and you are on the second balcony looking down. And in the main part of this, you see your average casino. But this second floor that has been that is above the main casino below opens out on either side, almost in little bubbles and sections, and you see complex games from every period. The board games from Mesopotamian times all the way to present day critical thinking games. If you've played it, it's there. And it's just as it was described to you, it is not just the poker games.
Thou hast sunk my battleship.
Yes. Yes. You see a lot more stewards and waiters dressed up just like C was, and their nameplates are only the first letter of the alphabet, like one letter. So you have like A handling one section and M handling another section.
Okay, so we don't have like the first 3 letters. We have just random letters, which we can assume is their
the
actual name
initials. Yeah.
and not like a
Yes.
factory number or something.
Right. And there are repeats, so like there's gonna be
Yeah.
another C somewhere.
Good.
Is Savoy taking Cat to a specific table, or does Cat have
Savoy,
the option of picking the game?
Savoy will first take Cat to get a drink, and to cash in or to receive their tokens for playing.
Okay. Just you wait, Paladin. Just you wait. Okay, cool. Yeah, Cat's just going along. If it's taken a minute to get the drink and the tokens and everything, then she'll wander over to the taco, the taco bar,
So
whatever the booth, whatever it is.
not really a bar. So what it looks like is the opening to a courtyard that you have stood in. And Alpha's taco truck is sitting right there, looking just as it did earlier that day when you visited them.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, Cat will walk over there, order a bag of tacos, and then is Alphonse there?
Alphonse is there and he calls you out. He's like, couldn't get enough of those tacos, could you?
Oh, they're really good.
Well, thank
so
you.
I think we'll all get distracted and be like, oh, it's Alphonse Tacos. Let's just
It's
go get more
Alphonse!
tacos. Yeah, let's just
Like-
all get in line.
Marco's damn near got a string on his nose leading him there. Well then.
As soon as Cat gets her bucket or a bag of tacos, though, she'll like hand the to-go bucket to Alphonse, be like, "You want some shrimp?"
Sure, thanks.
Cool.
Put those in
trade
some
ya.
tacos.
Takes the shrimp, some of the shrimp.
Yeah, she just leaves the shrimp there and takes the tacos and goes back
He
to
enjoys
Savoy.
it. He appreciates it. um,
Did you give the shrimp to Alphonse? Is
yeah.
that what just happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you all get tacos from Alphonse?
Sure.
I think I'm gonna get burritos, which I'm
Okay.
assuming he sells.
Yes, he does. He sells all
Just
kinds of
because I
Mexican
prefer those.
Tabitha, do you get any food while you're there?
Hmm.
Full on donuts.
Yeah, just some tacos to munch on.
Okay. For next session, you guys will get a roll with advantage on a single roll that you can choose at any point in next game. I will take notes of that.
Cool.
Do you want to do anything else before our game ends for the day? Right?
I'm
It is
I
good.
think
2
this is
o'clock,
just
isn't
a
it?
reasonable point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I always forget what time we end.
Question.
Yes.
Don't have to go into too many details now, but just curious. Is Savoy like, we're gonna do this game, or does Cat get the option to choose?
Savoy is open to suggestions.
Okay, then I will end Cat's part of the session by saying Cat goes to a go fish table.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
For reasons which will become clear next week.
Okay, you got it.
Oh. She's a cat. She wants to fish.
Sure.
It makes complete sense.
We'll
You'll
go with
see.
that. Sure, you'll see.
All right. And that is it. Oh, flavor text. I have a flavor text for you guys.
Flavor.
So after our power party has retreated within the bowels of the world's most extensive gaming system or game convention, ongoing game convention, we'll call it. Outside, both in Topside and in Darkside, about the same time, as the shadows are beginning to thicken, as they do when certain magical creatures are threatening to pour out of them. Not just one set of eyes light up in the dark preying on some poor unsuspecting victim, but multiple eyes open up in the dark, all the same vaporous blue color. And that person is then reported the following day for missing. And that's the game today.
Dun dun dun.
But that's a bad thing.
I know.
We don't know that yet. We will learn
goodness.
tomorrow.
Spooky Daddy spotted.
That was great.
Yay!
Yeah.
The night
Before we
of
go,
spooky daddies.
Dad. Nobody
Before we go
suspects.
on a
them.
raid, we're gonna give everybody a chance to talk about their favorite part and where we can find them and all that. Because you just put food in your mouth, yes, let's start with you. What's your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part that doesn't have anything to do with Savoy is I think Daniel losing his cool at the beginning of that gunfight.
Yeah,
Very true to character. I loved it.
thank you.
And Marco ripping the top of the car off.
Exactly to plan.
Oh, and for dinner, you can find me next here on Wednesday for Vanessa Jean's Exodus game, where I play the delightful Bambi Darling, who it's a miracle she's not dead.
Does Bambi have a voice?
Bambi does have a voice. She is a vaudeville singer in a Bioshock inspired world. But she's a big pain in the ass and she's knuckin' futz.
It's true.
I was hoping to hear the voice, but thank you.
I'm not very good at her voice yet. So maybe I'll show you when I feel a little bit more confident.
Okie dokie.
All right. Next, Ecuador Lex. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part was Marco unleashing his inner animal on the car. And amazingly, it included chasing the cars. Well, par for the role.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm Ekinorlax. I play games on Twitch, and you can find me next either on Thursday at Alien Jays playing with them. Don't Starve Together. Trying, of course, Don't Starve Together. Or, which is more probably, on my own Twitch playing probably Portal on yet unspecified date of the week. Monday or Tuesday, most probably. So yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for the game.
Yeah. Next, we've got Nate. What was your favorite part? And where can we find you? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part was this first taste of combat under the system. It was fun, and I like the kind of narration-driven style of it. Like that's going to be a lot of fun in the future. As for where you'll find me next, I'll be here next time, this week, next week, this time, same time. Exactly.
Fantastic. And then once again, just mention Parland at LTALIG. He's awesome. Go check out his Twitter. Hopefully he'll be back next week. So just definitely go check out his stuff too. And then we'll pass it on down to Paladin. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you? And anything else you'd like to share?
Well, my least favorite part was that we were a player down, because I think it would have been even more fun if he was here. So
We miss Par.
hopefully next
We
time
do.
he'll be recovered enough to join us again. And my favorite part was there was a lot of cool stuff. Like, as y'all said, Marco in the fight was awesome. Like the bisecting bit, that was cool. Loved all that. The roars. You described the transformation really cool. I thought that was neat. And I really liked the conversation that I had with my wife. 'Cause you play her in a very interesting way. Like they clash a little, and you still see that there's a good connection there as well. So I think that it works, and I
I'm
like it.
glad. I'm glad.
And I love the heck out of Cat this session as well. So much just oddball stuff and lines. Can't wait to see that go on, because the next one's going to be like it seems like it's going to be a little more focused on you, and I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be
I'm so
interesting.
excited.
Yeah, I know this character that we just met very well, and I'm very excited to see this character in this setting
Yeah,
with
it
this
was a lot
oddball
of cool stuff.
mage that I'm playing.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Oh, and where you can find me next, this Sunday, I am GMing a Masks one-shot over on Little Red Dot's channel. I should have been working on it today, but I promise y'all tomorrow, that's the day I'm going to work on it. Saturday, so one day in advance. It's usually when I get my shit together. So
Same.
And the Sunday after that, I'll return as Holy Pirate Paladin, who tries to make friends with all the evil pirates. I've got a job now as the ship's quartermaster somehow. And finally, as I figured out how to do the damn job, I turned like one room on the ship into a store where I kept all the stuff. The first mate comes up to me and says, "You know what? That's the brig now." So I had to move it all out again.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yep, it's such a fun campaign. Jeanette's just magical. Like her NPC work is just gold, because that's a ship full of NPCs, and they're all like people that we've talked to and have relationships with, and it all comes back. I just adore her
that's
to
cool.
bits. Yeah, she's
That's
in my
really cool.
Masks one shot as well. So
Awesome. And that just leaves me. My favorite part, aside from Savoy showing up, because that's just amazing. So aside from that, it's seeing us all work together in action. Because we haven't really seen us, in a stressful action type situation yet. And I thought we all worked together pretty well. It was pretty neat to see the character skill sets and roles just sort of fall into place immediately. It was neat. And of course, getting to do the bang flag and actually having it work, that was just fun.
that was very creative.
This entire
Thanks.
campaign so far could be a comic book.
Yeah. I was going for a comic book like character, so that works for Kat.
Perfect.
And then you can find me next tomorrow at noon Mountain Daylight Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, for a one-shot that's being run by Michael Wayne. And it's going to have to do with fighting rampant capitalism, which is like, I'm a little fuzzy on the details, but something about how they're like making people work in their dreams, so you don't even get to like get a break in your dreams. So it's about taking those back. It's gonna be pretty cool.
If it was possible, I'm sure capitalism would do it. So that's
Yeah.
a fantastic idea for a one-shot, Michael.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And it's gonna be on Fundamental RPG Second Edition, starting out at level 5. So it's gonna be pretty cool. And then tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be GMing Animus Absentus. Coming back for another episode of that. Which is our sci-fi show where the crew of the ship has lost all of their memories of their past life, and they're sort of trying to figure out how the heck to get through the galaxy without knowing why or who they were. So that's a few things coming up, and then of course always check out Patreon, which throw that link into chat here. There's a lot of new art and cool things like that happening on Patreon pretty regularly now that my streaming schedule is eased up a bit. And definitely check out Twitter, which is right below my face. There's actually new merch out for. I made a T-shirt and a magnet. Might add some other iterations of it. It's an ad for Hoffy, which is from Hunters of Calamity 2, our Tuesday night show. It's the coffee flavored product that the bandit type characters drink in that game. So it's a fun little retro looking, comic-y looking.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's like a coffee cup that's got a straw coming out of its mouth and it's going into the top of the cup. It's drinking the coffee out of itself. It's kind of weird, which fits that campaign really well. But it's cute. You can check that out. It's links for all that stuff's on my Twitter. I think that's about it. So we're gonna go on a raid, as I said. We're gonna go raid Encounter Roleplay. They are currently running Diesel Punks, and we've got our raid cry here in chat, which is tacos the answer to everything. So feel free to copy and paste that into chat as we go on a raid. And then, yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, Michael, Wayne, for the donations and guild coins. Thank you guys for running this amazing game, and all of our cast here for playing. And yeah, we will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.